It's funny how something as ordinary as a parked car can unravel the life you thought was solid. One glance, just a silver hatchback in the wrong lot, and everything I believed about love, loyalty, and building a future together shattered like glass on pavement. I didn't catch my wife cheating through texts or whispers or lipstick on a collar. I caught her through geography. Through her car parked outside the wrong building, under a flickering street lamp, just 2 spaces from mine. Back when the world still felt like fresh-mowed lawns and the scent of promise hung in every summer breeze, I believed I was invincible. Right out of college, full of caffeine and ambition, I thought my marketing degree would open every door. Turns out, the world didn't care. The only thing that mattered was what made money right now. I scraped by pizza delivery at night, freelance ad gigs by day, and the occasional print shop hustle to keep gas in my old Civic. Rent was a joke, Dave and I told ourselves, between ramen noodles and overdue bills. Dave was my best friend, the kind of guy who could turn despair into a business plan after 3 beers. One night, slouched on his vinyl couch, he threw out a wild idea: let's just open our own joint. A kiosk. Small food stuff. Even if it flops, at least we flop on our terms. That spark turned into late-night schematics, and a takeout menu turned business plan. We started with 1 snack stand, then 2, then 6. Low overhead. All hustle. Dave handled the footwork. I did the pitches and the signage. We flipped hot dog rollers in button-ups and counted coins like Vegas pit bosses. Then came Emily. She walked into our lives like a summer storm, dark curls, cheekbones like a magazine cover, and a presence that made cashiers forget how to scan. She was hired initially through a temp agency, just someone to drop off our invoices. But her smile didn't just light up rooms, it rewired my entire internal system. Every interaction with her felt electric. Texts turned into midnight conversations. And before I could stop it, I was knee-deep in love with her. 6 months later, Emily and I were standing in a pastel-splashed wedding venue, picking out color schemes. The infatuation? Real. The love? Even more real. For a while, our lives felt like a rom-com montage: morning coffee runs, tangled sheets, and dreams big enough to stretch across county lines. When her job at a tiny accounting firm began chewing up her soul with late hours and little pay, I suggested the obvious: come work for us. Handle our books. Set your own schedule. Live again. She hesitated, but the practical side won. Soon she was in the back office turning chaos into order. She found duplicate vendor charges, optimized our tax deductions, and basically made our entire financial system bulletproof. Dave loved her for it. I loved her more. Then came the idea to protect our growing empire. Our lawyer started waving red flags about liability: what we could lose in a lawsuit, what assets were vulnerable. Dave half-jokingly, half-seriously pitched the idea of putting everything under someone else's name. Make it Emily, he said. Clean record, no risk. We'd be untouchable. I resisted. Not because I didn't trust her, I would have handed her the moon if I could, but because something about the plan felt like a fire escape with no stairs. But Dave pushed. The lawyer shrugged. Emily stayed silent but supportive. We bought her a silver hatchback soon after so she could avoid costly Ubers while managing inventory runs. She became the face of the operation, charming grumpy warehouse owners and getting deals even Dave couldn't negotiate. Our late-night cuddles turned into business briefings under the covers. Life had never felt so synchronized. Then came that Tuesday night. I was half asleep when her phone lit up the room. She slipped out of bed, whispered something about Nick and an inventory issue. Nick was our supplier contact, nothing suspicious. No reason to question. But the next day, I saw her hatchback parked in the Megamart lot. When she came home empty-handed and claimed she'd been with a supplier across town, something in my chest tightened. I brought it up casually. She laughed. Said a dozen people in town had silver hatchbacks. Maybe so. But hers had a tiny dent on the rear bumper. One I had paid to fix twice. That should have been my clue. Then came the storm. Literally. It was raining buckets. I pulled into our apartment lot and spotted her car again, 2 spaces from mine, but she wasn't home. I called. No answer. Waited. Still nothing. Then a memory jolted me. Nick's old condo rental was just 1 block away. My gut twisted like a fist in my stomach. I called Dave, asked if Nick still lived there. He did. Different unit, same building. I pulled on my soaked jacket and jogged to the building, heart hammering in my ears. Her car was there. No doubt about it. I leaned on the cold glass lobby door, forced my voice into something calm, and called her. "Hey babe, forgot my inspection scope in your trunk. Where you at?" Her answer was smooth. "Just leaving the grocery store. Give me 10. Cool. Love you." 2 minutes later, she stepped out of the lobby. Same building. Same lie. Her face. I'll never forget it. Guilt, fear, sorrow all crashing through her eyes like broken windows. I didn't yell. Didn't speak. Just walked past her and took the elevator up to Nick's unit. He opened the door expecting her. What followed was quick. I said nothing. My fist did all the talking. He didn't fight back. Maybe he knew he deserved it. Maybe he was too stunned to react. Emily and I filed for divorce the next week. She cried. Said it was just emotional. Said she was overwhelmed, lonely, tired of being the responsible one. But I saw the receipts, the lies, the way her thumb hovered over Nick's name even when she wasn't thinking. It wasn't emotional. It was betrayal. And here's the part that really stings. If I had listened to Dave, if I had moved everything into Emily's name, every kiosk, every contract, every inventory piece would be hers. Nick could have frozen our supply chain. Emily could have drained us. I'd be sitting in bankruptcy court trying to sell hot dog warmers just to pay my rent. But I didn't. Somewhere deep inside, my gut knew better. Call it instinct. Call it divine timing. But that decision saved us. The business survived. Barely. Dave and I rebuilt. Emily vanished from our lives except for the occasional email from her lawyer. As for Nick, he moved warehouses, or maybe the state. I didn't care. So, if you take anything from my story, take this. Don't ignore the feeling that something's off. Love is not immunity. Trust isn't a substitute for protection. Keep your finances clean, your heart guarded, and always, always trust your gut.